Hey, welcome to the Savings Operating System. My name is Vincent Chan. This is going to be a very quick video tutorial on how to actually use the Savings Operating System. First off, I do highly encourage you to just read this very quick snippet. It's kind of more about my background, why I started the Savings Operating System, why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I'm helping people build wealthier and healthier lives. So definitely start off with this. And in case you want a refresher, the savings operating system is really a tool for you to use in order to achieve your saving goals. It's essentially allowing you to track your progress towards specific saving goals, and it'll become a lot easier for you to understand once I dive into the system itself. But before you can actually access or make any edits or transaction or progress tracking within this file, you do have to make your own copy. And all you gotta do is go to File over here, click on Make Copy, and then you get your own version that you can put whatever you want. I also encourage you to check out my YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, and if you're feeling generous, please feel free to support me on Patreon over here as well. Now, going into the actual operating system itself, so there are 3 sheets that you want to have access to. The third sheet is the Savings OS or operating system itself with the actual content plugged in already. When you receive this is going to be blank, but I just wanted to give you an example of what it looks like. Next up is the setup sheet, and this is really where you establish your currency that you're going to be using, as well as the different saving goals that you're trying to go towards. And I'll dive deeper into each one. But first off, this is where I want you to start off with this checklist after you read this start here. And the reason for this is because this checklist just makes sure that you are using the savings operating system to its full advantage so that you can optimize your saving strategy. If you are missing a step or if you forget a step, then you might not be able to, make it as optimal as possible, and you might be missing out a key part of the system. So this checklist just breaks everything up into step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just to hold you accountable to make sure that you're doing each step. There's going to be a checkbox for you to click off once you're done with that. So the first step is really just getting your commitment, because I know when it comes to personal finance, a lot of times it's just easier to ignore the problems. But I do want to congratulate you for really taking the first step on your personal finance journey, at least taking the next step. And right now you probably feel really motivated and inspired to improve your personal financial situations. But time and time again, people tend to lose motivation, or they're not as inspired to work on it after it becomes, after it feels like it's a lot of work within a week, within 2 weeks, or something like that. So all I'm asking for you for step 1 is to, just commit to taking action as you go through this checklist. After you commit to taking action, I want you to just, commit to tracking your progress with the savings operating system. The more you use it, the more powerful it's going to be. I know the first hurdle is just getting started, which is why it's so important for you to, just commit to taking action. Next up is to open up this thing called the high yield savings account. And the reason for this is because we're going to be using it, a high yield savings account, as part of the savings process or the savings system. And the reason this is included is because if you use any traditional savings account with like Chase, Bank of America, or Wells Fargo, the problem with those really large banks is that they barely give you anything in interest. I believe right now their interest is 0.01% versus a high yield savings account. It's around 5% right now. So if you don't have a high yield savings account, or if your high yield savings account does not offer as high of the rates that some of my favorite accounts do, then I do encourage you to consider opening up a high yield savings account, because you can get a lot more. You basically are getting free money from the bank when you store your money in there. And this is a really integral part of it, because within your savings operating system and your tracker, every time you are going through this, I want to encourage you to keep that money in a high yield savings account. All these accounts are FDIC insured, so your money is pretty much safe, guaranteed by the federal government until up to like $250,000. So that's a lot of money. So basically, you get the most bang for your buck by keeping your money in here. You also get free money because these banks are going to be paying you interest for just keeping your money in there. And again, since the interest rate is so much higher at 5%, you're going to be earning a lot more money than if you just keep it in a traditional savings account like Bank of America or Chase that offers 0.01%. So you can click here for some of my favorite high yield savings accounts. All these are vetted. They're all FDIC insured. There's no monthly maintenance fees or anything like that. If you need a video tutorial on how to actually open up a high yield savings account, you can click on this video, and then you can just follow along. Takes really fast, maybe like 5 minutes to open an account. And it'll be a very key integral part of the entire savings operating system that we're going to be using. So After you open a high yield savings account, what you want to do is just go over here, and then you want to go through this drop down and see which account you opened it up with. Just to hold you accountable and make sure that you have the high yield savings account as part of this process. And then you want to click on complete. Next up is step 3 is setting up your savings tracker. So this is going to be the setup page over here. So select your currency and set up at least one savings goal. So you want to go over here. All you want to do here is just click on your currency, or you would just type it in. So if it's dollar, you put the dollar. And then next is setting up your savings goal. So starting off, this is how it's really going to look for you. Everything is going to be erased. Don't worry. All you have to do here is just fill in these lighter shaded areas and just leave these darker shaded areas blank. So the goal name, let's just say you're saving for like vacation, right? Vacation to, I don't know, NYC. And then after you're making some calculation, you realize that you have to save maybe $500. So you can see the dollar sign auto populates. So what is your monthly savings target? Every single month, what are you dedicating to save towards this specific goal? Let's just say you're going to save $10, and then and if you don't have a monthly target, that's totally fine. You can leave this blank, or you can just put any amount over here. It doesn't really matter because you could change the monthly target that you save later on. Next up is what is your starting saving amount, meaning, and this could be 0. You could have nothing already right for it, or you can say, oh, I already have like $100 towards this. And then all this on this side is just going to be auto populated, meaning you saved $100. You have $400 left to save. You saved 20% so far of the entire progress. You can see a little bar over here, and there's 40 months remaining if you are sticking to your monthly target. And then this is just the estimated save by date. And you can continuously put more and more goals over here. It's the same process. Now, you can also go back to the savings operating system. This is pretty much a bird's eye view of all your saving goals and trackers. So you can see this is kind of a holistic bird's eye view of everything. So total savings goal so far, since you only have one saving goal, is $500. That's the vacation NYC. Total saved is $100. Total left to save is $400. Saving progress, blah, blah, blah. Right. So as you populate these other goals, more and more of these are going to be populated, and then they'll be added onto this. So it'll look more fleshed out from there. And then this is pretty straightforward. It's just the repeat data over here in terms of seeing how your individual progress is towards that. Now, where it becomes more interesting is when we actually get into the actual progress tracking, okay? So this is where you're going to be tracking each individual process. So let's just say today is August 15th, right? So you're saying, oh, I'm going to be saving $100. I came across $100. I'm going to put it towards my specific goal over here. So you just put this date, and then your goal name is vacation to NYC. And then the amount is, you would just put $100 over here. So keep in mind, again, the only boxes that you fill out are these light shaded ones in these little areas. You don't have to fill in anything within the dark shaded boxes. So you can see over here, I contributed $100, even though my monthly target was $10. Like I said earlier, it doesn't really matter. And then that should populate over here. So now with the additional $100, you can see everything else updated. Now you are 40% towards your goal, and you have your total saved, and the months remaining also changed, and then your estimate date also changed. So that's really straightforward. You would essentially just be using the savings operating system every time, daily or weekly, when you want to start contributing towards your saving goals. And it really allows you to feel motivated and be inspired to work towards your goals because you can see visual progress. Now, that's pretty much it for step 3. Select your currency, set up at least one saving goals. Step 4 is start tracking, and then you contributed to at least one saving goal. So we're just going to check all that for now. Now, step 5 is really talking about that optimization, right? So you have saved $200. Where are you going to keep this $200? Like we mentioned earlier, if you keep it in a traditional savings account, you're not going to be making any money on that. And what we're trying to do here is to optimize your money as much as possible. So what I highly recommend is, just keep that money in a high yield savings account in order to optimize your money, your cash, your hard-earned money, your hard-earned savings. Because that way, instead of earning 0.01%, you'd be earning 5% on that money, and the banks will be paying you to basically keep your money in there. And it's a very big deal because 5% is a lot of money. 5% is a great percentage yield. So over here, I moved my savings into a high yield savings account. you want to check that. I'm getting paid interest to keep my money in a high yield savings account. So I can't stress the importance of this. I have multiple high yield savings accounts, and multiple ones have different goals, have different saving goals. So you can definitely open more than one high yield savings account. And this is just really one part of my overall personal financial progress and my strategy and my system. So hopefully you find that really helpful. I'm going to clear up all this information, so when you actually receive this sheet, it should be all blank, and you can fill it out with fresh data. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the savings operating system. Have a fantastic day.